The impact crater was small, barely 10 feet across. Steam rose from the scorched earth as rain hissed against the heated metal of the escape pod. Inside, LRA awoke with a sharp gasp, her luminescent blue skin flickering erratically as consciousness returned. Pain rippled through her slender body. Her antennae twitched, sensing unfamiliar air, unfamiliar gravity, unfamiliar everything. Memories flooded back. The trial, the cold, unblinking faces of the council, the sentence. For questioning the authority of the collective and spreading dangerous ideas of individualism, you are hereby exiled to the primitive world known as Earth. May you learn humility among the lesser beings. Exile was worse than death among the Lumari. No one had ever returned. With a tremor of effort, LRA forced the damaged hatch open. Earth's atmosphere rushed in heavy, damp, rich with strange scents. Not toxic as she had been warned, just overwhelming. Gravity pulled at her limbs, making her feel clumsy and weak. Rain fell from the sky in thick sheets, soaking her glowing skin and causing it to pulse with reactive light. She was alive, and completely alone. The pod's return systems were disabled. The collective had made sure of that. She was stranded. Night was falling over the forest clearing. The pod wouldn't shield her from the elements, and the council's briefing on Earth had been deliberately vague. Predators, unknown dangers. Fear was part of the punishment. Miles away, Tom was driving home when he saw the light in the sky. First, he thought it was a meteor, but its descent was controlled, too smooth. Curiosity overruled caution. He turned his truck down the old logging road, following the fading glow. Tom had lived alone in these mountains for 3 years, ever since inheriting his grandfather's cabin. After leaving the military, the isolation helped quiet the echoes of war. Fishing, silence, routine. Simple, safe. When he reached the clearing, he stopped cold. Then he saw her, a slender figure standing near a smoking crater, skin glowing blue in the gathering darkness. Not human. Definitely not human. He should have panicked, should have run. Instead, an odd calm settled over him as he watched her struggle against Earth's gravity, her movements awkward yet strangely graceful. She hadn't noticed him. Tom stepped forward carefully, snapping a twig underfoot to announce himself. LRA spun around instantly, antennae flaring in alarm. The native stood taller than she expected, broad-shouldered, with dark hair and a face marked by small scars. He wore layered coverings made of plant and animal fibers, just as the council had described. "I won't hurt you," Tom said softly, hands raised in peace. Her translator implant activated, converting the unfamiliar sounds into meaning. LRA froze. The council had claimed humans were primitive, barely capable of structured thought. Yet this one stood calmly, attempting communication. "My name is LRA," she replied, her voice melodic beneath the translator's mechanical undertone. "I am lost." Tom's eyes widened. "You speak English?" "I possess translation technology," she said, touching the small device at her throat. "Your language was simple to decode." The rain intensified. "You need shelter," Tom said, gesturing toward his truck. "My cabin is close." Trusting a stranger would have been unthinkable on her world. But she had no better option. After a long pause, LRA nodded. The cabin was small but warm. Tom lit the fire while LRA examined everything with open fascination. Books captivated her most. Knowledge freely available, unregulated, and censored. "Why would they exile you here?" Tom asked later, after giving her dry clothes and food she could tolerate. "I questioned authority," she answered simply. "I suggested other worlds, other ways of living might have value. Such thoughts are forbidden." "So they sent you to the primitive world as punishment," he said. "Yes," LRA replied, "though I believe their assessment of Earth was flawed." Days turned into weeks. Tom showed her forests, rivers, stars untouched by city light. He taught her about human history, its triumphs and failures. LRA absorbed everything eagerly as her assumptions collapsed one by one. Her presence changed Tom too. After years of solitude, he found comfort in her curiosity, her quiet wonder, her companionship. "Your people create so much art," LRA said one day after visiting a small museum. "The collective believes beauty without function is wasteful." "Maybe the function is how it makes us feel," Tom replied. When the government agents finally arrived, LRA was ready. "We can run," Tom had offered. "No," she said gently. "I won't hide anymore. I want to be a bridge. not a fugitive. The agents were cautious but respectful. They described humans as violent primitives, Director Miller said. They said the same about you? LRA smiled faintly. Yes. And what do you say? The director asked. LRA looked at Tom. I say exile to Earth wasn't a punishment, she said. It was an education. 1 year after her arrival, LRA stood before the United Nations as Earth's first official extraterrestrial resident. I was sent here to learn humility, she concluded. Instead, I discovered what my world forgot. The strength of diversity, curiosity, and individual thought. If humanity reaches the stars, do not lose what makes you human. It may be your greatest gift to the universe. Later, walking through New York's glowing streets, Tom took her hand. Miss Home? He asked. LRA shook her head, antennae swaying softly. No, she said. I think I finally found it. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.